Diana wanted her sons to have a more normal childhood than royal children of the past. William and Harry were educated at school beginning in kindergarten rather than at the palace by tutors. Diana took them to Walt Disney World and McDonald's and to AIDS clinics and shelters for the homeless. Charles and Diana's marriage fell apart when the boys were 10 and 8, but both were dedicated to being good parents. In 1997, Diana was killed in a crash in Paris when her car was chased by paparazzi. Both of her teenage sons held a lot of anger for the press, who had dogged their mother to her death, and wouldn't leave them alone either. Prince William, Duke of Cambridge. William was born on June 21, 1982, at St. Mary's Hospital, a break with the tradition of royals being delivered in the palace. Rather than sending his son to Gordonston School, which he had hated, Charles sent him to Diana's family's alma mater, Eton College, an elite boys' boarding school founded in 1440 by King Henry VI. There, William played water polo and captained his house team. In order to protect young William from constant scrutiny, the royal family made a deal that the media would allow the prince to study free from intrusion in exchange for regular updates on his life. After school, William took a gap year, during which he lived in Chile and taught children. There he took his turn to scrub the shared bathroom and volunteered as a disc jockey at the local radio station. At 19, he enrolled at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland, where he studied art history and continued to play water polo. He began dating Kate Middleton, a fellow student and one of his flatmates, who first caught his eye while walking the runway in a charity fashion show. After university, William followed in the long royal tradition and pursued a career in the military. He attended the Royal Academy at Sandhurst and served as a search and rescue helicopter pilot in the Royal Air Force. The prince proposed to Kate Middleton while on holiday in Kenya. The couple wed on April 29, 2011 at Westminster Abbey, the traditional venue for royal weddings dating back to King Henry I of England's wedding to Matilda of Scotland in 1100. The star-studded event was watched by 300 million people worldwide. Kate wore a lace dress designed by Sarah Burton at Alexander McQueen. Her new grandmother-in-law lent her the Cartier scroll tiara, made in 1936 as a gift to Queen Elizabeth Bowes Lyon from her husband, King George VI. William and Kate were created Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. After the wedding, the newlyweds lived a quiet and normal life on the Isle of Anglesey in Wales, where William was based as an RAF pilot. In 2013, prior to the birth of their first child, a new Succession to the Crown Act removed the old rule of male primogeniture, which put male siblings ahead of female. Therefore, whatever the gender their child turned out to be, it would be next in line to the throne after William. Kate delivered a son, George, on July 22, 2013. A daughter, Charlotte, followed on May 2, 2015. In July 2017, William retired from his career as a helicopter pilot in order to focus on his numerous royal duties and his patronship of 30 charitable causes. On April 23, 2018, William and Kate welcomed a third child, Louis. William is second in the line of succession, and if all goes according to plan, he will one day be King William V. His son George is third in line and will likely one day be King George VII. Charlotte and Louis are fourth and fifth in line, respectively. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Prince Henry Charles Albert David, better known as Harry, was born on September 15, 1984. In childhood, Prince Charles had been left behind when his parents traveled for royal engagements. But William and Harry remained with their parents. Harry's first overseas trip was to Italy when he was less than a year old. When Harry's mother was killed, he was pushed by his grandfather, Prince Philip, to walk behind his mother's coffin. The event, played out before the eyes of the world, traumatized the 12-year-old. Harry had a difficult time dealing with his mother's death and constant surveillance from the press as he got up to the typical teenage antics of partying and dating, and the less typical antics of wearing a Nazi uniform. He later made public that he sought counseling to deal with these issues. Harry followed his brother to Eton, where he excelled in polo and rugby, but not in academics. One of his teachers told the press that the staff helped the prince cheat on exams. During his gap year, Harry worked with orphan children in Lesotho and produced a documentary, The Forgotten Kingdom. Harry attended the Royal Military Academy at Sandhurst. In 2007, his unit was deployed in Iraq. The British government debated keeping the prince at home and out of harm's way, but Harry was adamant that he be allowed to serve in the war, stating, "There's no way I'm going to sit on my arse back home while my boys are fighting for their country." In the end, it was decided that as a valuable target, the prince's presence at the front would put his fellow soldiers at risk, and he was kept home. But he was secretly deployed to Afghanistan, where he and his unit repelled an attack from Taliban insurgents. Next, he trained as an Apache helicopter pilot and was again deployed to Afghanistan, where the Taliban threatened to kill or kidnap the prince at any cost. After this threat, Harry returned to London to work in Army headquarters. In 2014, he launched the Invictus Games, a Paralympic-style event for injured servicemen and women. He is involved in several other organizations to support the members of the armed forces. In 2015, Harry retired from the military. He holds the rank of captain, and while his brother outranks him in the line of succession, William is only a lieutenant and has to salute his younger brother. Harry dated Zimbabwean businesswoman Chelsea Davy from 2004 to 2009. In 2016, a friend set him up with American actress Meghan Markle. On May 19, 2018, the couple were wed at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. The ceremony was watched by even more viewers than tuned in for William's wedding 7 years earlier, and was noted for nods to Meghan's African-American culture in addition to the traditional Anglican service. The Queen lent Meghan a diamond bow tiara made in 1932 for Queen Mary. Harry and Meghan were granted the titles of Duke and Duchess of Sussex. On May 6, 2019, they welcomed a son, Archie. The constant hum of media attention Harry had faced all his life built to a roar once Meghan entered the picture. Negative, often racist coverage and invasions of their privacy led the couple to announce that they would officially step back from their roles as senior royals, become financially independent from the royal family,